Gutless effort by the 76ers. And guess what? The fans seem to be losing interest. And what about Daryl Morey? What about Daryl Morey?
You are Locked On 76ers, your daily Philadelphia 76ers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for making Locked On 76ers your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by Monopoly Go. I admit it, I have a competitive side, and it is a big fan of Monopoly Go, the mobile hit twist on classic Monopoly. So join your friends and download Monopoly Go, now free on the Apple Store or Google Play. So, Mitch, bruh, that was a gutless effort. Well, first of all, I am Keith Pompey. This is my right-hand man, John Mitchell. I'm getting ahead of myself because I want to talk about last night's or yesterday's game. But, Mitch, that was a gutless effort, bruh.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I get it that they tried, but it just seems like, you know what it is? Will to win. Whenever a team really wants it in the clutch, the Sixers sat down.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid was relegated to becoming a jump shooter against a 6'7" and a 6'8" power forward. To how big those guys were guarding them. You look at it. You look at the fans. It was New York. They were saying, "Go New York, go New York, go." They were in the concourse, FMB, right? They even put a Knicks jersey on the Wilt Chamberlain statue outside the building. Dude, it was cray. And then you look at the prize edition. Buddy, I can't see the court.
Can't even get on the court. Campaign, throwing guy, getting minutes over.
So we got a lot to talk about, bruh. A lot. But man, that effort was horrible down the street. I don't even know that, dude. But they are who we thought they are. They are who you thought they were. It was like they was a lottery team. Well, they're a lottery team without Embiid. Embiid got a bum leg, and he don't like posting up.
Yeah.
And they can't get in. They didn't have anybody. They got one player who could give them the ball. That's Nico Batum, but he wasn't in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Keith, when you think about it, man, they began the game without Mitchell Robinson. They had that stretch where Hardenstein picked up all those fouls in the third quarter, and you're saying to yourself, man, this is a prime opportunity for Joel to just go down and monster these guys. But again, he gave them nothing in the fourth quarter, and you just had to give props. You had to give props to the Knicks. I mean, Brunson was clearly, it wasn't even close. He was by far the best player on the court, 47 points, 10 assists, and 1 turnover. But, like you said, it was gutless, man. And you get to the fourth quarter and the Knicks out-rebound them 18-8, 7 offensive rebounds to 4. They get to the line 11 times and make 7 of them. The Sixers get there to the line 5 times and make 3 of them. And the second chance points in the fourth quarter. The Knicks won that battle 11-2. And you know what? But like you said, it felt to me very similar to when they lost last year. They had Game 6 in Philly, and they just rolled over. They got a whole new coach, but the heart is still the same. It's heartless. Somebody put out an APB on their heart. It's very disappointing. And like you said,
somebody literally did that, put an APB on their heart.
I think somebody did, man. It's like, where is it? Can somebody please find it? gutless, spineless, and you just can't do that in your building. You're in the playoffs. This is not October versus November versus Charlotte in a meaningless game. This is a chance to draw even, after you felt like you were robbed in game 2. So it was completely gutless, man.
So here's the deal. So look, you look at this, we talk about gutless, we talk about performances and things like that. So in regards to block shots, right? So the New York Knicks tied a season high with 11 block shots, right? Rebounds, OG Ovanobi, I always butcher my man's name.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Sixers killer. He had a career high 14 blocks, right?
14 boards.
14 boards. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be crazy, right? So he had
Yeah.
14 boards. So Josh Hart couldn't make a shot.
Yeah.
But he had a game high 17 rebounds. Precious Achiuwa comes in, he can't make a shot, but he has 4 blocks and 7 rebounds in 20 minutes, right? So you look at all this and you saying these are all hustle points, right?
Hustle.
All hustle. I mean, hustle stuff, like the stuff that you need them to do. Want to, will, heart, everything. I mean, neither team was able to make 3-pointers. I mean, heck, the Raptors couldn't even make foul shots, but it just seems like they wanted it more.
Yeah.
And that's why this series is probably over, bro. I mean, I keep going back and forth. I keep saying they're going to lose in 6. Remember, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, but I don't know, man. The way you lost, the way you did, and the way that they got.
Yeah, they got punked.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. And then you look at Brunson. So Brunson scored 48% of their points. But he had a hand in everything accounted for more because he had 10 assists.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So that's additional, that's at least an additional 20 points. At least that he was. So he accounted for at least 67 of their 97 points.
18 for 34 from the field.
Bro, didn't it look like AI in the old Sixers?
He did. He did.
Yo, you know you're going to do it, but can you stop him? They couldn't.
It didn't seem like they tried to make many adjustments because, on a night when, I mean, with the Knicks, you kind of play them 2 ways. It's like, do you let Brunson get his and hold the other guys down? Well, that's what happened last night. Brunson got his, and like you said, Precious Achiuwa came in 0 for 5. Josh Hart 0 for 7. But again, Josh Hart 17 rebounds, a very Moses Malone from the 6'5" guy, 17 boards. Obi-Wan Kenobi 14 boards. I mean, they lost, and they started without Mitchell Robinson, and Bogdanović didn't finish the game. So it was clearly, I mean, congratulations to the Knicks. They wanted it more, and it's kind of hard to, just talk about it without bringing that into focus. The 76ers were. Can you get to the land of Oz in time to see the wizard? I don't know. I do think that. I mean, let's be honest. In spite of all the hullabaloo and that stupid "Go New York, Go New York, Go" chant that they would. The last time I heard them chant that was when Tim Duncan and them crushed them in the finals 20 some odd years ago. It's They're not that they're good. They're well coached. They play a style of basketball that controls pace, and you can do that when you're clubbing a team on the boards. But you can't beat anybody. A team can come into your building if you just shoot 43%. If they shoot 43% and you just shoot like 37% from the field, a team can come right into your building and beat you. I'm sorry, 34% from the floor is what the Sixers did. You're not going to beat anybody playing like that.
Yeah, you're right.
and to tuck your tail. I mean, the 76ers tucked their tail and ran in the fourth quarter, man. I don't think there's any other way to say it. But listen, right now, I want to talk about Nissan. Are you the kind of driver that likes to push things a little further? Ever wonder what adventure could be around the next corner? Our friends at Nissan have a lineup of SUVs with the capabilities to take your adventure to the next level. The 2024 Nissan Pathfinder. What about that? Pathfinder has room for up to 8, an expansive cargo capacity, and advanced available 4x4 capability. With 284 horsepower and up to 6,000 pounds towing, when adventure calls, the Pathfinder is there to answer. And what about the 2024 Nissan Armada? The Armada will change what you expect from a full-size SUV. Picture a rugged 4x4 that can seat up to 8 in first-class luxury and style. Tow bigger and explore further in the 2024 Nissan Armada. So take the Armada and the Pathfinder and go find your next big adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Do it today.
Do it today. All right, game off. We got to pause here to talk more about Monopoly Go. I know what you're saying. Flag on the play. You already talked about that. But there's just so much good stuff in this game. In Monopoly Go, you can team up with friends for time tournaments where you work together to build up each other's boards. The more you win together, the more awesome prizes you unlock. And there's so much to get. You can get unique stickers you can trade with friends to complete albums for big prizes. Cool new playing pieces to travel the boards with. Hilarious emojis for taunting friends when you smash their buildings or heist their vaults. Plus, Monopoly Go feels new and exciting every day with constantly changing tournaments and challenges. A ton include their own unique mini games like digging for treasure or a robot Pacino machine. And there's always new timed events that help you win big, like massive multipliers for everything you win or rent frenzies. So there's always something fun to discover in Monopoly Go. So get off the bench and go download it now on Google Play or the App Store. Game on. Are you watching Fox Sports or ESPN on your TV all day? Have to turn down the volume with all that shouting? Make the switch to Locked On Sports today, a free 24/7 sports streaming channel programmed for you every day to bring you the biggest stories without all the screaming. Locked On Sports today brings you can't-miss analysis, opinions, and news, streaming 24/7 on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channels app. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yeah, every day. So look, bro, we gotta talk about this. Now I know you talk about you hate that "Go New York, Go New York, Go New York, Go New York, Go" chant, right? But let me tell you this: I never thought that I would say this in the city of Philadelphia, that they took over, bro. Like, I mean, I remember. Listen. As a kid growing up, you heard about going to the Eagles games or going to the Sixers games, wearing the other team's paraphernalia and hearing about dudes getting knocked out and all kind of crazy stuff. Like, it was like to a point where you just didn't do it. You hear about the link where they had the court and all that. Bruh, I roll up yesterday. I rode into the parking lot. The game is at 1:00. As you know, the coach speaks at like 11:15 for a 1:00 game. No, so you get there around 9:00, whatever, 9:30, chilling. I'm seeing New York Knicks fans tailgating. More Knicks fans at that point at the game, tailgating, grilling out 9:00 in the morning. Now, we ain't talking about a football game. We're talking about NBA joint, right?
Yeah.
Chilling. Yeah. Yo, they playing catch football in the thing. I'm like, okay, like, all right, I don't see any of these fans yet. So you go up in the piece, they loud and proud. They got little kids like standing up, getting in defense, hitting the floor, dude. It was crazy, right? It was like to a point where it was ironic. It was a little bit embarrassing because what they had to do is they were so loud that they had to turn the decibel, they had to turn the volume up on the music to trying to drown them out. Look, if you put your head down, you didn't know who scored because they were cheering each way. But the cheers at the end, I mean, but the cheers were louder for the Knicks fans. They were all over the place. When the game was over, they start going in the concourse, and you heard because I'm like finish up my story. Everybody going to talk to the coach. I'm in there typing, and all I hear is FMB, FMB. Then all of a sudden it goes to Knicks in 5. Then it goes to go New York, go New York, go. So let me tell you, man, they go outside and they put a jersey on the Wilt statue.
On the Wilton Norman Chamberlain statue.
Your mom would have been mad, bro. Like, what the heck you doing?
Yeah.
Yo, look, and then Wilt, so they like, because Knicks was a team that Wilt scored 100 on, right? So
yeah.
So they was like, we got payback. Yo, it was embarrassing. So look, but here's the crazy thing, Mitch, and I don't want to be long-winded, but I just got to read some stuff from some fans because I was figuring out like where they getting these tickets from. So people are like, man, fans got fed up. They was putting these tickets on StubHub. One New York Knicks fan hit me up and was like, look, man, that was a great deal. He said, just to get in the Garden, it was $350 per ticket for like high level.
Yeah.
He said, man, I got a ticket. We got a ticket for $100 and free parking to come down here. Yeah. He's like, oh, nah, yo. So I was like, wow. So then I'm talking to this a friend of mine who's a long-time season ticket holder. I'm talking about always at the games. Everybody loves that person. I mean, I'm talking about travels on the road, spends a lot of money on the Sixers. Hit me up at 4:07 a.m. It's 4 a.m. and I still can't sleep. I never thought I'd say this. I hope we lose on Tuesday and avoid the ongoing agony. I was at yesterday's game and it made me not want to come back. It's a collapse of everything. After 10 years as a season ticket holder, I did not renew in February. Now I'm telling you, this is a diehard season ticket holder.
Yeah.
I know why the fans aren't there. It's heartbreaking and keeps me up at night because I know I am finally done with the Sixers. Something that has been a huge part of most of my life. Dude, I'm telling you, like, we're talking about a celebrity fan when you come to that, right? Now, here's something else. Somebody hit me up today, this morning. And let's see, here we go. He says, unfortunate what's going down in Philly right now. You're absolutely right. New York came down and completely took over our arena, and it sucks. As a sports fan, somebody like myself who has been blind since the time I was 9 years old, you appreciate the work that Joel Embiid put in here and out. But it's like when you went out of here and you run out of anger, you run out of joy, and then eventually you run out of energy and emotion for your team. Where does that leave you as an organization? That's the reason why Knicks fans came down here. Philly fans have already accepted the outcome of what's going to happen. 4 times the amount of money they paid for playoff tickets because they ran out of energy and they have $3,000 in their pockets just to watch the Sixers lose and not show up with any heart or effort in the fourth quarter when it matters the most. People are done with them, man.
Yeah, and you couple that with the extreme Sahara desert-like thirst of a franchise like the Knicks that have. I mean, let's be honest. The last time the Knicks won a championship, Richard Nixon had yet to be impeached.
Hey.
Richard Tricky Dick Nixon was still a man in the White House. So it's been a long time since they've won anything. But yeah, they came in here, get them a credit, man. I mean, they don't, and the Knicks fans have always traveled well. When I covered the Wizards, man, I mean, everybody took over the.
Come on, everybody go down there though.
everybody takes that stage. Yeah,
you got San Antonio Spurs saying we going to the nation take over. I mean, come on, bro. You got everybody
in our house.
Yeah, but man, you got Delaware Blue Coats fans and all them taking over as well. Come on, man, taking over the.
Yeah, that's a bad comparison, but yeah, they took it over, man. They came over there, They took the time to put their calzones down and hopped in their little Lexuses, and but again, they thirsty, man. I mean, the last time they won a championship, Spike Lee was 16 years old.
He was out there getting the crowd up too.
Did he have those stupid orange glasses on?
I didn't see him, but let me tell you that they was gangster with it too, man. I'm talking about they walked into Wells Fargo and they're like, "I wish you would say something." It was crazy. And
it's funny though.
Oh, I couldn't believe it because all we hear about is Philly is toughness. And at first, you know what? The thing about it is these fans, the Sixers fans, they don't believe in the product no more.
Yeah, and that's
they just don't. They don't believe in the product.
That's very telling, But listen, Mother's Day is approaching. Want to make your mom smile? Start Mother's Day with flowers or surprise her with gifts from the brand she loves, delivered the very same day with DoorDash. Moms are a gift, so give her the best this Mother's Day. Get gifts as thoughtful as she is with DoorDash. Select from hundreds of expertly crafted bouquets to the best of tech, to self-care essentials and more, delivered right to her door. Does mom have a sweet tooth? Is she a tech enthusiast? Maybe she's a beauty connoisseur, or she's just outdoorsy. No matter what she's into, you can make her smile with fruit or flower bouquet, makeup, tech gear, workout wear, and more. So get all your Mother's Day gifts all in the same place. Get 50% off your next order, up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flower, convenience, grocery, or retail order. Now with code LOCKEDONNBA. That's LOCKEDONNBA. Order using DoorDash today. Terms apply.
Do it today, people. Definitely do it today, especially Mom Dukes. You gotta look out for Mom.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Mitch.
Is it as serious as cancer, or who can keep the ass?
Yeah, but I'm about to say that. If y'all don't know, Mitch is a old school hip hop head. Yeah, old school hip hop. But Mitch, let me say this. So I wrote in this week. I wrote in Sunday's. Was it Sunday? No, it was actually in Saturday's paper. It came out. I wrote about Buddy Hield experiment.
Yeah,
I feel like the Sixers got worse when they got him.
Yeah.
You look at last year, they got rid of Matisse Thybulle. They told us that Jaden McDaniels was going to be Jalen McDaniels. Yeah, Jalen McDaniels. You got to get a guy that's brother and him, so you don't want to mess it up. But they said that he was an upgrade than Matisse Thybulle. Came down to the stretch, brother couldn't even get on the floor.
Yeah,
rotation. So when you look at Daryl Morey, and last year when the 76ers, when Doc Rivers got fired, everybody was of the belief that, guess what? If the Sixers don't get out of the second round, Daryl Morey could be out of here. Mm-hmm. Well, The Sixers did what they always do. They peaked in January.
Yeah.
They were balling in January. Daryl Morey gets a contract extension. Now you look at this team. They made these trades. They lost all their toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Beverly, I'm telling you, they wouldn't have got bullied and punked and been playing soft like that yesterday if they had Pat Beverly and Marcus Morris and Daniel House and Jaden Springer.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't have. They would have been guys going there getting rebounds, doing whatever they can, right? Is this an indictment of Daryl Morey?
Yeah, I think
As bad as his team playing?
I think it absolutely is, man. I mean, you look at what Daryl Morey accomplished at the trade deadline, and Nick Nurse is looking down and saying, "Oh, there's Buddy Hill. Oh, buddy, I can't use you anymore because you are a non-factor. So campaign, get in there." And meanwhile, two guys we talked about the trade deadline. 76ers trade deadline. Do this, do that, and look at the guys who we could have traded for. OG Anunoby, 16 points, 14 boards, 3 block shots. He's on the other team's roster. I'm peeping. Pascal Siakam averaging 30 points, 11 assists, 4, and a block shot. Through the first 3 playoff games. And I'm not exactly sure what he did last night, but Daryl Morey, when are you going to step up? And all these analytics conferences you're going to, and all the analytics people who say Doc, Morey gets it done. If you're looking at it, and to our credit, both Keith and I picked the Knicks to win this series, even though I do talk trash about New York, and some of my favorite people hail from New York City. But Daryl Morey hasn't gotten it done for this organization, man. It's been a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's been a lot of smoke and mirrors, and for him to get this contract extension, and then, people are just casually looking at what's happening in other places. You don't have to casually look to see what OG Anunoby did to the 76ers. Wouldn't he look nice, playing alongside, a fatigued or, I'll give Embiid fatigue, but I just don't know what he was doing in the fourth quarter, man.
Listen, bro, they had one job. I didn't mean to say something like this. They had one job.
Mm-hmm.
They had shooters. They had one job: get a backup center. Regardless of what you hear that they thought they had the deal in place for Drummond.
Yeah,
they thought they had the deal in place in Drummond at the 11th hour, and Chicago was like, nope. But my thing is, you had Embiid playing all those minutes. Why? Because you didn't have any faith in the backup and Paul Reed and them, right? So it's kind of like you messed up. Dude, it's like you look at what the Knicks did. The Sixers been star hunting for years. And what I mean by that is they get rid of Ben Simmons. They get James Harden, who calls Daryl Morey a liar, says, I don't want to play here no more. But you got rid of Drummond. You look at what the Knicks did, man. Okay, so the Knicks tried to get Dame Lillard. They couldn't. They tried to go out there and get Donovan Mitchell. They couldn't. So what did they do? Brunson, they knew Brunson, but at the time, he was the backup point guard for the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah. Great player, but still the backup point guard. Like nobody. So then you go out there and you get OG, right? You go out there and get Precious. These are role players. You go out there and get Josh Hart, DiVincenzo. These are journeymen, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is you got this toughness. You got this toughness in the team. So it's like, all right, the best center you had was Drummond. And now if you Doc Rivers, I hate to say it, you smiling. Like, now he might not be smiling because they down 3-1.
Doc ain't smiling.
Doc ain't smiling, but at the same time,
what I step into?
Look, if I'm Doc, he goes to his app on his phone, check his account, and be like, life is good.
Life is real good.
It's real good.
Life is good, Keith.
Life is good. But nah, man, like, this is bad, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a bad look. And Daryl Morey
it's a horrible look. But hey, look, they got Maxey, they got Embiid.
Yeah.
Everybody, like you said, everybody else looked like
Man.
checked out. I mean, you know it's bad when you got to throw DeAnthony Melton out there and try to see if he give you a spark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's like that's bad. It's really bad. It's really
But they didn't
bad.
do or die. They didn't do or die, Keith. It's do or die. And this
Do
team,
they die or do they do it?
I hate this. I think they die. I think they go up there and die. You have a bunch of guys who are not coming back here. They have played passively. They played extraordinarily passively at the Wells Fargo Center. It's gut check. It's gut check for Joel Embiid. It's gut check for Tyrese Maxey. It's gut check for Nick Nurse, who's done some questionable things in this series. So, again, this team specializes in scoring 85, 90 points. You can't score if you can't get the rebound, though,
Yeah, you're right about that. You can't score if you can't get a rebound. But listen, y'all, we want to thank y'all for making Locked On 76ers your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And regardless of what Mitchell say about the 76ers, life is good. Why? Because Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV channel app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7. Come to top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On Plus, our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today now available on the free Fire TV channel app. Now, to be honest with you, Mitch, I shouldn't say this, but in a way, I want the Sixers to keep playing so we can have some fresh stuff to talk about every day. You know what I mean? That's the one thing.
Again, I think they can go to New York and win, man. I do.
Please win. Please win.
Yeah. Give some content.
Yeah, give us some content. But nah. But we want to thank y'all for listening, and we want y'all to have a blessed day, and you have another day to worry about what the Sixers are going to do, and if they do win, be prepared for the New York takeover. The New York takeover.
That would be bad. They came in to go Game 6.
Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to happen, bro. It's going to happen.
But it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad if they lost.
Yeah. So we'll see.
The Knicks ain't winning nothing. I mean, good for New York. It's been a half century plus.
I don't know. The Knicks might go. They're going to finish second in the East.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they did put it on Boston though. They both. All right, y'all. Peace.